Hello, welcome to your first video on beginning HTML. To follow along with this course, you need to get a text editor such as Notepad, Sublime Text, VS Studio or Bracket. There are so many text editors out there you can also use. But for the duration of this course, we'll be using VS Code. In this video, we are going to be creating our first web page using HTML. Note, web browser can display a lot of files such as images, Word document, PDF and so on. The first thing we need to do is to tell the web browser what type of file we are creating. We do this by typing the doc type declaration. Then how do you type a doc type declaration? You do this, you start with your angle sign, then an exclamation mark, then you type doc type, then HTML, then you close your angle bracket. Now it's that simple. Now one thing about doc type declaration is they are not case sensitive, meaning I can also have something like this, doc type, which is in small letter, HTML, and it won't give you any error, it will still work. But for the duration of this course, I'll be using the one at the top. So the next thing we have to do is, after we've created our doc type declaration, since we are working with an HTML file, we have to include an HTML tag to it. Now if you follow in the introductory video, you also notice that every opening tag must have a closing tag. So I'm closing my HTML tag. Another thing I want you to put to mind is every other tag that you are putting into your web page must go into your HTML tag, meaning before it will come after your opening HTML tag and before your closing HTML tag. For example, if I want to do the body, which you saw in the introductory video, I'll do something like this: body, which is inside my HTML tag, something like this. I cannot come and put the body here. This will be a bad way of coding, which your web browser won't understand, because this is outside your HTML scope. So this is a bad way of writing codes. This is the right way of doing it. But before we proceed in this video, I'd like to save this file so that you know how you save your HTML file. So I have to do Ctrl S, then name it my first web page. Sorry, bad issue of typing. Web page. Then where I'm saving it to, I go to my desktop. I already have a folder coded for web development. This is our first video. So there. Then another thing you have to put in mind is this: anytime you are creating your HTML file for the first time, it must have a .html extension. This enables your web browser to see this document as an HTML document. So after I've done that, I click on save. Now because I'm using VS Studio Code, you notice that the color of my text change. Now this is telling me that this is a properly well arranged HTML document. Now I'm removing this body because the body is not supposed to come next. So after you've done your HTML tag, what comes next is your head tag. Now your head tag is used to specify what shows on your navigation bar on your browser. So next thing I want to do is to give my HTML or my web page a title. So I do that by including a title tag. Then I close that title tag. But because I'm using, sorry, there is an error. Because I'm using VS Studio Code, it will be doing autocomplete for me, whereby anytime I open a tag, it closes for me. I don't know what is happening. I'm having issue spelling, but sorry, I'll adjust that. So now I have to give my web page a name. If I do something like this, Facebook, and I save, and let's see what we have if I try to view this web page on our browser. So here, if I come to my best web page, you can see here what I have here is Facebook. Let me close all these tabs. So anything you put as your title tag is what shows at this place. You can see Facebook. If I come back to our text editor and change this to, let's say for example, Instagram. Sorry. and save this web page, go back to our web browser and refresh, you notice our title changed from Facebook to Instagram. And that is the functionality of your title tag. It's used to give your web page a title. And that is all you have to have on your head tag that is visible on your web page. Any other thing that you are putting into your head tag are not visible, are just external links you need for your web page to work. We'll get to external links. Then the next thing I'll do is the body. Now, one thing you notice is this: anything you are adding again now goes into your body tag. For example, if I want to put in a text, let's say H1, we'll go back to what an H1 is. You have something like this: this is my first web page. If I save this and come back to our web browser and refresh, you will see in the screen, you can see this is my first web page. Now, the screen of your web browser is called your body. Anything you put inside your body tag is being displayed here. Okay, if I change this now to for my first web page and say, let's say something like learning HTML for the first time, and save this, go back to my web browser, refresh, you see that the text I'm having on my web browser changed from what we have before to learning HTML. Now, this is how your web browser reads your HTML code and show it to the user. Now, this is all about we creating our first web page. I'll see you in the next one.